Hey, what's up, everyone? Just doing some quick analysis of the Eagles game. Just want to talk and brush up on what's happened with Philadelphia, just how we came out and how we lost the game. Want to provide my 2 cents. Talk about if the holding call really mattered. If it did matter, what things we can factor in play. I think there's a couple things we can look at before we sit down and say, hey, look, the refs cheated. Now, when I look at the holding call, right, and the refs in that situation, the refs, it may have been instinct that he made that call. It may have been, hey, look, he may have saw some grabbing, some light grabbing. Some things to consider when it comes to football. Within 5 yards, a defensive back is allowed to hold and or be physical at point of attack within the first 5 yards. But after 5 yards, there can't be holding. The question was the hold enough? It wasn't, and I think that more or less the ref deliberately calling that call, it was almost instinct for him in anticipating the call. So for him, it was second nature to throw the flag. Should a ref have that type of instinct or just anticipate holding when that route concept or what he sees happen? No, they shouldn't. And I think that he should play it out and call it after the fact if it's that aggressive enough to make that call. What I will also say is this: if the ref makes that, if the ref doesn't make that call, or if Bradbury doesn't hold, he catches the ball, it's a touchdown. Now Jalen Hurts go down the field and win the game, right? So I think there's a couple things that look at, but just looking at it from perspective of the holding call and what the ref saw, that was, I'm not blaming, as an Eagles fan, I'm not blaming the ref for us losing the game, but that's a critical call to make in a critical time. And for a referee in a Super Bowl to be that experienced, that's a call that you should not make, right? You shouldn't throw your flag. You shouldn't throw it out there. It's a call you shouldn't make. And whether he's seen something like that before consistently, I don't know what it was, but for him to make that call and then, hey, talk about with the refs, throw the flag, talk about with the refs and say, hey, he's not that bad. But to stand firm on the call after made the call, because no one was going to say anything if he didn't catch it, because you know why? The ball's uncatchable. And they're within 5 yards. So I think that's the thing that, as an Eagles fan, you have to kind of like sit back and say, where is it? As a spectator, you have to kind of sit back and say, hey, you know what? It's not the right call to make. And I think that everyone knows it's the right call to make. As an Eagles fan, of course, you fight, you hackle, Was the call monumental enough to change the dynamic of the game? And that's the question we got to answer. I do think the call was monumental enough to change the outcome of the game. But the Eagles still had to go down and score. Right? When it comes down to it, the Eagles still had to go out and score. We still got to put points on the board. There's things that we still have to get past. I mean, which we were moving the ball well. I guarantee if we got the ball back, we would score a touchdown and would have won the game. I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I just think it's bad officiating. When it comes down to it, it's just simply a bad officiating, and you can't get mad, you can't get upset over small things that happen. But we shot ourselves in the foot throughout the game. We had 2 delayed game penalties that really set us back. Luckily, fortunately, we had the 3rd and 15 that went down the field. But when it comes down to it, I'm not blaming the refs. What I am going to blame is we weren't able to stop running the ball. Stop them from running the ball. They ran the ball very well on us. They had 158 rushing yards on the ground. Was it 158 on the ground? They had 158 on the ground. Pacheco was averaging 5 yards a carry. Jared McKinnon was averaging 8.5 yards a carry. And of course, Mahomes had that big run towards the end of the game. So I'm not going to sit here and say, Philadelphia didn't do what we were supposed to do. And I think there's a reason. I will go deeper on another video. Let me change this real quick. I will go deeper on another video to talk more about why our running game our run defense wasn't legit. But think of this: this team who led the NFL in sacks, who almost broke the sack record, had 0 sacks. Hassan Reddick, 1 tackle. Did Did the Chiefs game plan for him? No, they didn't. Most of the time, they were blocking them head on. And I would dive into the film to showcase that. The turf was a big factor as well, too. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, why isn't Hassan Reddick getting to the quarterback? Right? And I'm showing the film on another YouTube video. Once I get my hands on the All 22, the NFL does not want to give me the All 22 film. You know, they will not give me, but they're taking their time with releasing the All 22 film. Because I know, like, when I get my hands on it, I'll have some groundbreaking footage that's going to showcase how this game was orchestrated or changed by just simply the field turf. And I'm not talking out my neck. I'm not talking crazy. I'm talking straight facts here. This is not my own personal bias. It's not something I just want to, go out and say all willy-nilly. But yeah, I mean, now I start thinking about different things. I start thinking about, is Kelsey coming back? Is Lane coming back? Right? What's Graham going to do? There's a lot of questions that we have up in the air, and of course, I think some of the guys, hopefully the guys can stay. Some of the guys may be replaceable. If we can get most of our guys back, and we have Kelsey back, and Jalen Hurts goes on new heights throughout the whole offseason and helps Kelsey play another year, I'm with it. But I don't know what to say at this point. I don't know what to. I don't know how to respond. As an Eagles fan, you're down, you're upset. You're frustrated. The players are gonna be doing, soon gonna be doing their post game interviews. I'm gonna see if I can get some post game interviews popping up here soon. But it's just tough. It's just tough. Let me see if I can pop up some Eagles post game interview from the Super Bowl, if anything. I'll be surprised if there's anything. I know the Chiefs are speaking with the media. So Andy Reid's post game is Andy Reid's post game is here. By the way, I will say that the who is it? Jalen Hurts broke the record for most rushing touchdowns in a Super Bowl, or QB rushing touchdowns in a Super Bowl. Terrell Davis as well too. But we can kind of pull up on my. I don't need to make any changes. Nope. Andy Reid's. Oh, Andy Reid's talking right now. He's not saying much anything, but I don't know. As an Eagles fan, I'm broke. I'm hurt inside. I'm frustrated. What more could we have done? The question is, what more could we have done? I cannot blame the defense. The defense did what they were supposed to do out there. The defense held Mahomes to 182 yards. The ground game was solid. They're fairly balanced. 27 rushes, 26 rushes, 27 passes. Held Kelsey, pretty much held Kelsey had that one touchdown. But for the most of the game, he was stale. I don't know. I mean, I can't get too mad at our defense. Quez Watkins missed a bad catch. I mean, I can say that we came out the second half, not necessarily flat, because when we came out in the second half, what did we do? We had a field goal, punt, touchdown, right? We pretty much had 4 possessions you count at the end of the game, but we pretty much had some long, sustainable drives, a 7-minute 45-second drive. We won the TOP. I mean, people talk about Jalen Hurts' fumble. It really wasn't. Jalen Hurts' fumble really was not a big deal. That fumble was not a huge monumental factor that changed the dynamic of the game. Because after the fumble, we still scored a touchdown. We scored 10 points after that. And the question is, what second half adjustments did the Chiefs make? I don't think they made any second half adjustments. What the Chiefs did, and I'll break down the film. What the Chiefs did that was clever was they start sending two man routes, and having more blockers in, and so essentially they would have 7-8 guys in the box blocking, and then send 2-man routes. And we would have 5, sometimes 4 or 5 guys in coverage that can't cover 2 people. I mean, that's an issue. Where Kyle Shanahan and San Francisco 49ers were using tight ends and fullbacks and running backs to block our top defensive end talent, it did not work out. Where what the Chiefs did was they actually had a blocker, and they actually had a blocker, and they had either a tight end or a tackle blocking our defense ends throughout the game. Now here's the thing it doesn't matter. Hassan Reddick was man on pretty much most of the game, but when the turf is such a huge issue and he can't take his typical rush angles like he normally does, most of the time when Hassan Reddick rushes, he's horizontal. If he can't take that horizontal pass rush, he's reduced to power moves. He's reduced to swim moves. He's reduced to spin moves. His attack is limited because he can't get. And if you saw, and I'll pull up the film, he got pancaked a couple of times. So, I mean, I don't know what what did Mike Tyson say. I don't know what. I'm pissed off. I'm upset. I don't know what to say. I think I'm gonna hop off here because I'm just over here rambling. I want to see what the Philadelphia Eagles say, how they respond to how they respond. I'm gonna see if there's anything on the Philadelphia Eagles website that talks about if they have a post game or anything like that. Let's check out to see if the guy said anything. Usually Nick Sirianni will get on there and say something. But yeah, nothing yet from the players. So I'm gonna hop off here. Hey, look, Five Philly Fly. I hope you do well. I hope you guys do all right. I hope you guys are all right. Take care.